Hi, everybody. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Welcome to Fridays with Sandy. That would be Sandy Kreisberg, aka HBS Guru, who is sitting by in Boston. You can see Sandy on the screen. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, everybody.
And we have Melissa from New York City. Melissa is involved in audience development for a publishing firm where she does digital marketing, analytics, and data science. Melissa is interested in either an MBA or an executive MBA, and she has a PhD in the humanities, actually in music, which she has taught at both the graduate and undergraduate level. So she is clearly a poet. Sandy, why don't you go to it?
Yeah, hi, Melissa.
Hi, how are you?
For the folks at home, this is going to be useful if you're applying as an MBA interview and as an executive MBA interview. So we're going to have Melissa kind of play both roles here. Melissa, why don't you see if you could introduce yourself to the viewership and just explain who you are, what you've done, and where you want to go, and see if you can do this in a real fast-moving, high-level way.
Okay. My name is Melissa. I'm born and raised in New York City. And until a few years ago, I was an academic. I taught graduate, undergraduate courses in Western art music and world music. I decided a few years ago to transition into the corporate world, and that is where I am right now. I have extensive experience in digital marketing, and I run a team that comes up with different ideas and strategies on how to segment our audiences, the people who subscribe to the various products that we manage. And at this point in my career, I'm hoping to build more strategic skills and leadership. And I'm hoping that an MBA program can do that, as well as help support my quantitative training in the business context.
Okay, as an academic, how would you grade that answer?
Myself, I think that I probably could have rehearsed it a little bit more. I think.
Well, what would you have rehearsed?
I think I kind of lost focus when I started to explain more about what I was doing.
No, that actually got better.
Really?
The bad part was the beginning.
Okay.
What you really have to do when people say, "Tell me about your story," and we do this every week, and no one's gotten it right yet.
All right.
You've got to come up with some part that says there are 3 parts to my story. I went to Barnard and then got a PhD because I was interested in music. After that, I had an academic career where I did this, this, and this. In the year 2012, I got very interested in this and this, and I transitioned out of the academy and I started working for this company where I did this and this. And my first job was an introduction to digital marketing, which was a new and growing field at the time. And I developed some skills in digital marketing and got a real expertise. And then I worked there for 5 years. And currently, I'm working at Source Media in New York City, which is a blah, blah firm. And I do several things, this, this, and this. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
But the key to that is the 3 things in the beginning, because it sets the listener up to want to hear, okay, what are the exact 3 things?
So it sets the listener up to saying, this person knows what she's talking about, and I'm not going to get some sideways moving thing about, well, I was born in New York. New York is a really interesting city. In fact, yesterday, I was reading this story about how New York is becoming big in both this and that reminds me, okay?
Got it.
A lot of people do that, and for some reason, that's what you're being graded on.
Okay.
Okay, let's just go. Tell me what you're doing now.
All right, I oversee a team of digital marketers, and our main responsibility is to optimize our user base. We have a repository of information.
You're not saying anything.
Okay, I help. We are.
Where do you work?
Oh, I work at Source Media. It
What's
is a
your
company-
title? Let me squeeze it out of you.
Okay.
Sorry for the violence, but
Okay.
let me just interact it out of you.
Okay.
Interrogate it. Yeah, let me interrogate it. There's the right word. Let me
Okay.
interrogate it out of you. Where do you work? Source Media. What is Source Media?
Source Media is a media technology company that oversees a portfolio of finance, healthcare, and technology brands. And my responsibility.
You still
Okay.
haven't.
Okay.
There's
So
an answer there. Source Media is a company that helps healthcare and finance companies do what?
we manage 15 publications, which we also call brands. Our flagship publications are in finance, such as Bond Buyer and American Banker. We serve very niche markets in finance, health.
You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this?
Broader? You want it more broad?
No,
Or
no,
more narrow?
good.
Oh, okay.
Finally.
Okay. These publications cater to chief executives in those respective industries. So American Banker is typically read by CEOs of banks all over the country.
Okay, but explain the business model to me. Who pays you to publish the thing, or do you sell publications?
We sell B2B and consumer services and resources. So that ranges from a newspaper to webinars, special databases, research reports, white papers. So we offer a variety of different services and products that help industry insiders, especially chief executives, learn more about their industry. And
there aren't that many chief executives. That's just, you can't say our market is chief executives.
Well, it is primarily, and that's why it's typically vice president and above is our main clientele.
I mean, it sounds to me like what you do is you help media brands more deeply connect with their audiences.
Yes.
And it's particularly challenging because you are aimed at the top of the market to the C-suite. Yes. And those people are extremely difficult to reach on social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
okay.
are.
I'm glad you two are having a conversation among yourselves. As the man in the street, I still don't get it. Okay.
Okay.
I don't get with the revenue model. I don't get the size of the thing. This is absolutely critical. If you can't explain what your company does, you are not getting in to an MBA program. Allow me to say.
Okay. We have about 3 million subscribers across our different products. A subscription can range anywhere from $1,200 to $2,500 for an annual subscription. So our group is small, but the return is significant because of our high subscription rate prices. And so we are owned by Observer Capital. And so we focus more on the business to business and providing people with executive roles in the industry be more aware of important trends and regulations and anything that's relevant to how they can better manage their businesses and their employees.
I'm not trying to be hard. I still don't get it.
Okay.
We're a specialty publisher for the finance and health business.
Yeah. So we work with the credit
publish
union.
Insider, high subscription publications like American Banker, Healthcare CEO, yada yada yada. Okay, am I right so far?
Yes.
And that's the revenue model within that. So it's a specialty publisher, insider publications for healthcare.
But it's also developing a more consumer line of services. It helps. We do both site licensing, so we provide support on an enterprise level for a company at large, giving those employees access to our products, but we also, it's a very complex and
it's not helpful. You really, okay, for educational purposes, excuse me, you really got to get that down. Okay. So let's pretend you did that. the next question is, what do you do?
I optimize our database of users who are subscribers.
Let me give you and anyone else who's listening to this a tip here. Try not to use words like optimize, scalable business solutions, test, analyze, track engagement, proprietary audience segments.
Okay.
The whole, let me go on because what I'm saying is important. The whole purpose of an MBA interview is for you to be able to download what you do. It's more important than even being accurate.
Okay.
So can you do it now? Can you tell me what you do?
I help find new clients who would be interested in the various publications and services.
Yeah, one thing I do is find new clients. What else do I do?
I helped identify which clients would best benefit from the different offerings that we have. And I do that.
Well, that's part of finding clients.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
I then figure out strategies to help engage them to become more familiar with
Is this
our
part
product.
of this? Are you just peeling the onion of trying to sell a client? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, but through marketing strategies, yes. I do my best to find the clients who are going to be most interested in subscribing to our publications. And I do that through...
One of my big jobs is to try and find clients. And the way I do that is through digital means. I do research on the internet. I try and find out what our demographics are.
I was just about to get into that. I do everything from understanding our segments by collecting information about demographics or psychographic behavior.
What do you do? When do you make a phone call?
I don't make phone calls. I do all of my analysis through different social media channels and through the deployment of surveys or forms.
Okay, so that's all library work. When do you start earning your pay?
When I can find those clients that are going to purchase our subscriptions. So I have been successful in increasing.
So what you do is you say, okay, we've got this publication, female American banking women, okay? It's a new publication. Mm-hmm. So you've gone through all of your protocols and you have identified 10,000 possible women who might be interested in this publication. And then you email them stuff or contact them on, so you take out ads, or how do you reach these 10,000 women?
I will apply a variety of strategies such as Google AdWords, sponsored content on social media sites. I engage them through email marketing or through e-newsletters. I also develop overlays, or those pop-ups that come on at opportune times to capture.
So you should present yourself as, and I'm serious about this, I'm the person behind many of the annoying things that people get on the internet.
Basically, I am guilty of that, but I also see value.
That is, somene's got to do it, and it's legal.
Yes.
And you're not selling cigarettes, or do you?
No, I have not. But no, the goal is always to identify new people and engage them in different ways.
What's effective in your business? Tell me about your business. Okay, I'm on your side. I don't like getting pop-ups. I don't like anything like that. But for purposes of it's a hard world.
And there's another part.
How do you operate? How are you effective?
It's a very good question. I look at our database and I find other opportunities to understand our clients. So
just list some of your outreach.
So I will look at
email. Okay, social media. Okay, for Jesus like me and John, this is like I don't know what that is, but you're the expert. So how do you engage people through social media?
mapping out different possibilities of when it is best to engage a client after they have visited the site and clicked on a series of links or accessed certain articles.
This is interesting.
We then start to figure out the best moment to deploy some kind of a pop-up that would encourage them to sign up to download an infographic, or to register for a conference we're running, or to sign up for a free trial.
But what do you mean by time? To call them or?
No, we don't.
Send them something?
I'm sorry.
This is pretty interesting. And I think a lot of people are just interested in this as a journalism story about how pop-up ads work. But let's go with that.
Yeah, so we use behavioral marketing strategies to determine the best time to deploy a pop-up. Will it be when someone comes into the link? Do we wait 30 seconds so that they have a chance to take a look at the article? Do we do it at the moment that they intend on exiting the site? So we can...
John, did you know this?
I didn't know there was that much science behind it. Wow.
We can even determine
I wish we knew the things that Melissa knows, because I think
you ought to hire Melissa.
Social media work would be much more effective.
Yeah, I can determine when someone's about to move their mouse to close the browser or hit the reverse button, and I can deploy an exit intent overlay to get them.
Oh boy, you're scaring Sandy.
Yeah. Can you see what I'm wearing?
So
let me ask you the real important question.
Okay.
Can you see what link? Can you see what site I visit after I close your site?
It depends on what kind of technology we have to register your IP address, but we don't stalk beyond what you do within our site. We don't. Although
but you could.
AdWords can. AdWords can determine how to find you so that they can deploy those annoying AdWords ads that you see them throughout the day, unless they're properly set up so that they're not haunting you or exhausting you. Because we don't want to exhaust our users either.
This is why the Google boys are going to be called to Congress soon and follow Zuckerberg there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this is all interesting, but let's get back to today's lesson plan. Why do you, the most obvious question is, why do you want an MBA? And why do you want an MBA?
I am excited to accelerate. I'm eager to accelerate my career. While I have had...
No, that's not a good answer.
Okay. All right. I'm eager to... I have a strong humanities background, and I want to make my quantitative background just as strong. I would love to have an opportunity where I can learn more about the business financial aspects of running a company.
It sounds like more education.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of education.
Let me give the pop-up answer here to the
pop-up.
I see myself becoming a chief. No,
I'm going to give the answer. Okay. Yeah, you got it. Right. You see yourself. Okay, you see yourself as what?
A chief strategic officer.
That's the answer. I'm interested in becoming a chief strategic officer. Companies I admire or could see working for this and this. In order to get there, I need the MBA for substantive skills such as general management, finance, for advanced skills in whatever, and also as a way of increasing my network of contacts. Okay, now, that's the answer. I want to do this. In order to get there, I need A and B. That's always that's the answer for everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Let's get tougher. Give me what job would you want after your first year in the program? Get a summer job. What job would you want?
I would love a job in digital marketing that has me operating on a director level, a level where
we're talking about a summer job.
After a summer job?
After your first year. This is a tough question for you.
Mm-hmm. It is, because
you could get that job now, right?
Yes, or I could stay where I am and then ensure.
Well, saying that I would want to go back to my own company at a higher level is an okay answer.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, that is a difficult answer. It's a difficult
How
answer.
about leveraging my analytical skills and my first year core curriculum
Mhm.
to a consulting firm, which is helping clients digitize their operations?
Mhm. Yeah, that would
that's a
be
great
ideal.
answer. Consulting is another pop-up tip.
I wasn't sure if I could say consulting because of my age. I know that.
Here's the way we're going to handle that.
Yeah.
Go. I think I could get a job with a consulting company, and I've discussed this with people. And of course, everyone brings up the age issue. But people said, given your skills, particularly your digital skills, a lot of consulting companies would think about hiring you almost as half client service, half company service. In other words, because what you do is so important and so there are so few talented people, you should present yourself as being very marketable. And you should also say to people who ask, you go, I've spoken to consulting companies and they've said they could be interested in me because of my skill set. So what I would learn from them is just general consulting practices. And what I have to offer them is my skill set in digital marketing, audience development, segmentation, all that stuff that you're very good at yakking out there. So that's how consulting could be a good answer for you.
Great, that's really valuable. Thank you.
So consulting could be one answer. Then give me a roadmap. This is another thing you should have ready. And so should everybody else who's both a career switcher and just a regular investment banker. Give me a roadmap of your career after you get your degree from us.
I would love to work for a company that, like you said, would offer that client-facing opportunity where I can come up with different strategies from that digital marketing perspective. So ultimately,
let me give you a life tip. Okay, you got to use proper. You know what a proper noun is?
Yes.
Proper noun is the actual name of a company.
Okay.
In this process, proper nouns or actual names are powerful. When they say, tell me about your career after you graduate our school, you go, I'd love a job at X company or Y company or Z company.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yes, I'd love a job at a place like Byrne where I can bring
a consultancy like Byrne, where I think, well, just between me and you, you're more likely to get hired at McKinsey, which is bigger, and what Byrne is very snotty and very specific. Okay.
That's good to know.
I'm not going to ask John to agree with that. That's my impression. Okay.
That's a company that's also been on my radar.
Yeah, McKinsey should be on your radar. Also, Big Four consulting. You could be a consultant for these Big Four strategy firms like Deloitte, yeah, because they're big and they would hire people like
even someone at my age.
Deloitte is less snotty than McKinsey or BCG or Bain.
Okay, that's good.
You should get familiar with those firms.
Okay.
And the truth is, there are a lot of other consulting firms that would allow you to do what you do and would be maybe more amenable because you're outside their typical MBA recruitment window, like an Accenture, PwC, right. Ernst & Young.
Okay. Those are places where you could get hired if you really presented yourself as you could offer them these skills, and you could be good for them in client acquisition. They go, yeah, we're going to get a team. We've got a generalist, and we're going to put you with our digital marketing specialist. That's how they could sell an engagement. Engagement is a fancy consulting term for job. Good. So that's the way you should answer the question. I could see working for a consulting company like Deloitte. A, what's B and what's C? These are other companies that are not consulting companies.
Like Digitas, one of the really big media advertising companies.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
home plate for you.
That is perfect.
Yeah. And do you have C?
How
C
about a
would
big
be,
media company?
Yeah. Yeah. My roots are in music. So if there was a way that I could leverage that, focus on the media entertainment sector through those agencies or consulting firms, that would be great.
Okay.
So
Good. That's a good first take on it. If you want to turn that into high definition, name a company, say you've spoken to them, talk about jobs. You should really, if you're a career switcher, you have the obligation when you go to one of these interviews to really know the terrain you're switching into. You really have to convince them you've done your homework. So I could work for like Accenture. They've got a program that does this. They hire MBAs. I've spoken to people. I could work for Digitas. They're the leading digital marketer, and they hire MBAs. And here's why I think they would hire me. You've got to have that shtick ready to roll out there.
And Sandy, explain why that's important in an admissions interview.
Because it shows that you know what you're doing, and you're smart, and you've investigated this. We're talking about a life switch, and you just sound intelligent and organized and specific and adult. Was there something else, John, that I missed?
Yes, we know that adcoms are risk adverse.
Oh, yeah.
One thing they want to make sure is that when you get their degree, you're going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And
yeah, they don't want you
question
unemployed.
about whether or not you're going to be able to get the job that you really want, they'll say no to you because they don't want a disappointed, disenfranchised alumni in their midst.
Yes, posting on Poets and Quants about why you shouldn't go to this school. Okay, so that's what's the second part of you? So let's talk about 10 years from now. Where do you see yourself, Melissa?
I do see myself now. I can see myself in one of two directions: finally achieving that chief strategic officer status, or starting my own consulting firm.
Okay, that's acceptable. Yeah, and for the chief strategic officer, it would help. Like an ideal position for me would be. This is a generic answer. An ideal. So everybody write this down. An ideal position for me would be, having this chief strategic officer impactful role at industry leaders in my field, like A, B, and C, or, since my field is growing and volatile, working for a fast growing, impactful startup or growing company, and then achieving a leadership role there. And the possibility, of course, of starting, my own company with people I meet there.
Yes.
And then if you have examples of all of that, that's the platonic answer.
Okay.
Okay. So I think those are the questions you're going to be asked. Explain who you are, explain what you do, and give me a roadmap. Okay, let's just take 2 minutes to deal with this frequent flyer question. What kind of leader do you think you are? What kind of leader are you?
I would identify myself as a kind of servant leader. I don't believe in.
What does that mean?
I believe in having a flat structure. I believe in finding a team I'm gonna learn from, and that's gonna inspire me the way I would for them. Do
you lead a team now?
Yes, I do.
If I asked those people what kind of leader you are, what would they say?
They would say
I don't think they would say servant leader either.
No, they would say I'm transparent, I'm fair, that I listen well, I fight for them to make sure impediments are not in the way. That's
ground zero for you. That's your home territory. You're good at this, getting along with people, blah blah blah. That's your best answer. It would instigate them, since they're little devils, to say, What leadership traits do you think you need to acquire to become a leader, a chief strategy officer, like you said you wanted to be?
Mm-hmm. Someone who isn't going to be concerned about what other people think. Someone who's
No,
committed.
that's a knee-jerk answer,
Yeah?
not a good one.
Okay. What skills do I feel like I need if I'm going to be?
You see, the kind of tough people you're talking about are concerned about how other people think.
Yeah.
They're very good at managing it.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question. I need to think about, because
Okay, one of the answers is, well, I need to be a leader, who can hire and fire people. That's something I don't do much of. I need to be a leader who can report to other leaders. I need to be a leader who can bring people along. I need to be a leader who can change direction. And it's also helpful, both for you and anybody watching this who was facing a business school interview, to have an inventory of leaders that you admire. A leader I really admire is when, Mary Smith took over Acme Corporation, and she changed it from, dealing with peas to dealing with peas and carrots. And that was a hard move. And the way she did that was she brought on new people, and she demoted some of the pea people. And, I was really impressed with that. It's really helpful to have a lot of examples like that.
Okay.
To have leadership heroes and be able to explain why they're great leaders. Name a company.
Good idea to pick a woman.
Yes, always picking a woman, often a good idea. Yeah, having a woman in the mix is a good idea.
And you've got CEOs at DuPont, at GM, at IBM, at PepsiCo. I'm sure there are female leaders in the advertising agency space that you can cite.
Yes, definitely you can. Yeah, I think especially in the digital industry, being that it's ever evolving, being ready to deal with those changes and those transitions and possible setbacks.
Yeah. Okay,
correct.
let's try this one. This is another one of these oddball questions. What would you change about yourself if you could?
Learning how to say no more. I'm always.
That's a good answer.
Very good answer.
I'm always eager to help. And
what about you, John? What would you change?
That's exactly my problem. That's why I think it's a great answer.
Okay. What? Tell me a company that's not in your business that you admire. These are questions. This is a question we've asked all of our mock interviewers, and people have gone silent.
I love Dropbox. I love what they've done.
Good.
From a marketing perspective. They really embody this idea of growing their brand with minimal resources, and it's really about.
Okay, so then how did they do that?
Through strategic understanding of the services they offer, and how can that be achieved through referral programs, for example, or by offering a platform that's already so efficient and syncs files so beautifully and so quickly. There's no question about the product stability.
Okay, so this is a situation where you know a lot about Dropbox, but you haven't packaged the answer. So this is where little rehearsal could help.
Okay.
Like if you got this list of, it's all, a list of commonly asked questions.
Okay.
It helps to really, a lot of people go through that list and they'd go, oh, if they asked me a company I admire, they go, oh, I'd say Dropbox. But what they haven't done is then say to themselves while rehearsing, okay, how do I present what I like about Dropbox in 1, 2, 3?
Okay.
So this is my parting advice to you and to our listeners. Get one of those lists of questions, commonly asked MBA questions. And for each one, not only get the answer, but get the answer in 1, 2, 3 form. Got it?
Got it.
John, you want to say anything?
No, I think that's again, great advice. You've given it before. I mean, saying there are 3 reasons why I want to do something actually focuses your mind around the 3 things, and again, gets the attention of the listener wanting to hear the 1, 2, 3 as well. It just engages the person more deeply. So, hey, Melissa, thank you so much for being our guinea pig today.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck. You know, you
Check
already,
back. Let us know what happened.
I will.
you already have a PhD. You know, whether you go the full MBA, full-time MBA route, the part-time MBA route, the executive MBA route, even the online route, there's a way to get the degree and to help it fulfill your dreams, and we hope that happens for you. Meanwhile, for everyone out there in our audience, let me also thank Sandy, and let me tell you that Sandy has a new Handicapping Your Elite MBA odds on our homepage. You should check that out.
And I'm also answering new profiles.
Yes, and each and every, incidentally, handicapping profile has a video that Sandy has done in the new series. Also, you can find all the Fridays with Sandy mocks on the site. This one will be on the site later today. Of course, you can even also access it from Facebook. But it'll be on our homepage and you can see it there. So until next Friday, thanks everyone for watching and good luck on your MBA journey.
Bye-bye all.